JT. Kids are out of bounds. The child is innocent. Even me, most of the times when I come to the camera, I usually tell people that when Marwa and Rosillo are fighting, in the middle of them, we have to remember the child. Imagine, Marwa came on camera, crying, telling JT podcast to leave his son alone, threatening JT that these will become physical and will even go to Nairobi because JT is talking bad about his son. This is so pitiful. Let me tell JT, kids are out of bounds. The child is innocent, and this reminds me when Erumbi Brenda was talking about Nairobi teacher children, and when he made a post, even Nairobi teacher came on camera and said, talk about me, anything about me, but when it comes to my children, leave them alone. However, with greater powers comes with greater responsibility. Marwa himself, he has come on camera not once, not twice, severally, and he has wished cancer and accident to react as children. So, today's video, let us watch this clip, then we dive deep to today's discussion. Stay tuned.
There are not a lot, but there's some people attacking my son. Please stop attacking my son on the internet. Leave my family alone. Leave my son, especially my baby. Don't put my baby on that one. You are crossing the line. There are some people talking about my son, DNA. I'm not the father. Please be assured what you're doing is totally criminal. Leave my toddler alone, please. That one you're crossing the lines. Leave my son alone. Leave my son alone. Let the boy grow. Me, that one I'll not repeat. Leave my son alone. There's a guy making a lot of crazy stories about my son. Please leave my son alone. He's a very young boy. Let him grow. Stop involving my son in very controversial issues that you cannot justify or verify. It makes me feel like my skin is coming out of my body. Anyway, guys, and it's wrong actually to use kids to make videos. Leave my son alone. Leave my son alone. That one I'll fight, even if it's physical. Leave my son alone. Leave my son alone. Leave my son alone. And you must be very lucky that you live in Nairobi. Actually, I will arrest you. That one I will arrest you. I'll lose all the money I have for you. Leave my son alone. Anyway, guys, I'm just trying to cool down. Just thinking about a very grown-up man abusing my son, putting my son everywhere just to make money. He's used me. He's seen that is not enough for him. Now he's crossed the lines. You know, sometimes people push you until you reach a corner and you just have to fight back, sometimes people see you calm and they think they will bully you around. I'll come to Nairobi and then we'll have police cases right there. I'll come. Leave my son alone. You cannot bully my son on the internet. Leave my son alone. That boy is not even 2 years old. Leave him alone. If you don't have content, if you've abused me, you've reached a point where you feel like I'm not even enough for you to make more money. Now you have to go to my kids. Leave my son alone, please. That one I mean it. Leave my son alone. Leave my son alone. Don't make me do things that I have never imagined to do. Just leave my son alone. Okay, guys.
Morning, beautiful people, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another reaction video. In this, amazing YouTube channel that goes by the name Maxwell Lumumba Africa. Maxwell Lumumba is my good name. For those who are coming across this YouTube channel for the first time, I do reaction videos, especially to the videos that have been posted in public domain. Like today, I'm going to talk about leave the child out of these. Ladies and gentlemen, for those who understand this topic, you really understand. And one thing that I usually say, I don't react to videos that have not been posted in public domain, so that makes me so different maybe to the rest. Having said that, for those who are not subscribed to this amazing YouTube channel, make sure that you subscribe, like, comment, and share this video to other individuals. Remember to turn on the notification bell so that any day, anytime I post video, you people get notified. Watch my videos from the beginning up to the end. I also have another YouTube channel that goes by the name Vibe with Lumumba. I post amazing content out there. For those who want to see my lifestyle, you can go over there, watch my videos, appreciate everything that I do. Like now, I started a project, my construction project, although it has stuck. And let me say this clear, because I've seen a lot of people started calling me beggar, and I want to start by begging. For those who want to support with a bag of cement, a tip of sand, a tip of hardcore, a tipper of ballast, you can support my project. That is a life-changing project. Let us support that project, because it is going to transform the community. It is going to transform the village. Like now, nobody is working there, so that tells us that it has denied employment to some of these individuals. Let us continue supporting that project. I've seen a lot of people talking ill about a lot of things. I'm not going to respond to them. This is all about creating division. As long as no subscriber has come on camera and say that, Max, I sent you money, you have not done this to my money, or they have texted me and tell you that, Max, I told you to do this and you never did. So if that arises, that one will be paying me. But all these stories that you hear right, left, and center, those are just noises. And this reminds me, even for this good friend of mine, yeah, Mina, I'm not even supposed to talk about because of various reasons. One thing that I promise my subscribers, I don't bring my personal issue, because maybe I had a personal issue with you. You are there exposing maybe the text we used to chat, the videos, the everything, yeah, thinking that maybe that will be the downfall of Maxwell. But let me tell you one thing, yeah, that is not my downfall. As long as there is nowhere I lied you, there is nowhere I created grudges, or there is nowhere I even scammed you. There is nowhere like that. So when you come telling some people to react to me, that does not change anything. The good thing is that I also have the text, yeah, I have the evidence, but because that is not a topic of discussion, why should I even expose my conversation with you? So today will be the last day I'm going to respond to you. You are my good friend, and that is the reality. We used not to date, and that is the reality. So telling people Mark said this, I'm sorry, I cannot respond to that back. And if anything happens, nothing, I'm not going to respond to that. And that is how I'm going to survive in this ecosystem. Having said that, that is the end of me maybe coming to the camera saying that person A said this, a person from Uganda with a bulbed head said this, a person I don't know scammer what, here in Nyabuhanse said this. Like right now, I'm in Isbania village, seated in this hot seat. Isbania village is just here next to Nyabuhanse village, yeah? I'm seated in this hot seat so that I can make content, I can survive through content creation. And that is why I said I have to be very different. Let me not talk about personal issues. Let me not bring or expose things. Let me talk from what has been shared in public domain. Having said that, back to business. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we need to have a very serious conversation. A conversation that goes beyond YouTube, beyond YouTube drama, beyond reaction, beyond clout, and beyond live stream, beyond subscribers. Today, we are going to talk about boundaries. We are going to talk about responsibility, and most importantly, we are going to talk about children being dragged into online wars. I myself, I said one thing. I'm not going to do or speak about family issues. Talk about me, but never talk about my son. Never talk about my family. Just come and say Max is single, maybe. Even dating, if she claimed I wanted her, that is dating. If I'm single, I have to date at the end of the day. Yeah. If she said she denied me, that is the truthness. So if she denied me, why is it bitter at her? Yes, you denied me. What are you exposing? Did you deny me and you are still jealousy about me? Let us not have jealousness because of some things. Let us be human beings. So I saw Marwa came on camera emotional, very angry, frustrated, almost breaking down while addressing JT podcast. He was saying, leave my son alone. He was threatening that this situation could become physical. He said he could even come to Nairobi because of how serious this issue has become. And honestly, this is where I must speak as a reactor myself. Kids are out of bounds. Children are innocent. No matter how much we dislike somebody online, no matter how much drama exists between creators, no matter how much insults are exchanged, once children enter the conversation, the line has crossed. No. Now, before people misunderstand me, this is not me defending everything. Even Marwa himself, I'm not going to defend him. Marwa has ever done. No. We are going to analyze both sides today because accountability must go both ways. This is not about choosing team. Maybe somebody can say that maybe Max is team this, and maybe Marwa belongs to his team and he has some people following him. I know a lot of reactors today. We have the positive reactors, we have the negative, although a reactor is a reactor. But those from Marwa's side will say their own story. Those from maybe these negative reactors will say their own story. So this is about principles. I said I'm not going to take side, and even today I'm not going to take side. And one thing I always say is this: with great powers comes greater responsibility. If you have a platform, you must know how to use it responsibly, because words on YouTube are not just words anymore. They become narratives. They become harassment. They become hate trains. So they become pressure. They become emotional damage. And sometimes they become so dangerous. So today, I want us to analyze the entire situation carefully, deeply, maturely, and honestly, because reactors also need correction sometimes, and creators also need correction sometimes. Everybody must be accountable. Let me speak first what happened this week. Let me begin with what recently happened, because Marwa went on a live stream and he started attacking JT podcast. JT from Nairobi. During that live stream, he made comments. He suggested that JT needs liquid blends for sexual performance. Everybody heard that. Everybody saw that clip circulating online. Even myself, I came with that clip and I touched to that and I reacted about that. Then, during the same conversation, Marwa made statements like talking about situation where somebody can think that they are raising their own son, only later discovered the child belongs to the neighbor. Maybe even another man. So when JT heard about that, now whether Marwa was joking, because that story came from Marwa himself, that sometimes you don't have, there's something that Marwa said, sometimes you might think you are raising your own son or your own children, but you only realize maybe you are raising neighbor's child. So now, whether Marwa was joking, emotional, indirect, sarcastic, or whatsoever, once those words enter internet, reactors will pick them apart, and that is exactly what JT podcast did. JT then took those statements and connected them to the old rumors involving Gitiriba and Rocio. He interpreted it as Marwa indirectly admitting Maisha may not be his biological son. And from there, the internet exploded again, because there is where I draw the line. That is why when we came to the internet, we were hearing about DNA. Even some subscribers were asking, hey, is it true that Maisha is not the son to Marwa? I told them, I don't know. I don't know what was happening in the bedroom. I don't know about that, so I'm not sure about that. If they say, as long as Maxwell Lumumba never came to the internet and say that this son belongs to this, because the child with this calling me, that Gideon, with that Gideon, I don't know him. So, the child is innocent. Maisha did not ask to be born with this. Who is this texting me? So, the son or Maisha, who is this still calling me? Let me just tell him. Sorry for that call, but we have to continue. And I was saying that this is where I draw the line. The child is innocent. Maisha did not ask to be born in YouTube drama. Maisha did not ask to become content. Maisha did not ask to trend online. And this is not even the first time this has happened. Let me talk about the old incidents. And everybody remembers. Let me rewind people, because something or some people might forget this issue is not now. Even though by then I wasn't a reactor. I used to watch all this content. I started watching this content long time ago because I was following what is happening in Nyabuhanse village. I was now like, okay. So this reminds me, there was a time like a year ago when JT did a video comparing baby Maisha to Gitiriba. I remember that very clearly. Maisha was still very young. JT was analyzing facial, we call it facial features, head shape, nose structure, saying that the child resembles to Gitiriba more than Marwa. And that time, Marwa was in Argentina, and let me tell you something. Marwa was very furious. Very, very, very furious. That was one of the angriest moments many people have ever seen from him online. That is when he started threatening reactors, saying he would strike channels and take people down, or take people's channel down because of involving his child. Eventually, JT apologized. The video was removed, and JT promised not to repeat that line of content again. That should have been the end of it, but now, years later, the same wound has been reopened, and this is why I'm saying reactors must also learn from history. Some topics should never return, especially involving children. Let me say this. I don't know which world does JT live. Like me, when I was growing up in African tradition, I was being told that this way. even though a child does not resemble to you, but when, let's say, when your woman is seated, when this man tries to cross the legs of this wife, the child will resemble to the dad. Yeah, so that tells me that if we now start saying that I don't know the leg, I don't know if these myths and misconceptions are true or they were just false things. Yeah, for those who know, they can comment there. Even for much ladies, they really know about these. And this reminds me, I've never done any content about somebody's child, and even me myself, the reason why I came with Vibe with Lumumba YouTube channel is because I know a lot of threats, a lot of people thinking about striking me will be done. I know about that. So when you saw me coming out with another channel that is Vibe with Lumumba, I predicted these things long ago, because when you discuss about people, you have to be very carefully. That is why all my videos, I have to attach a receipt and I have to support my statement. And let me talk about why children should never be content. And let me speak directly from my heart. A child cannot defend themselves online. A child cannot consent to internet gossip. A child cannot process millions of strangers discussing their biological identity. And the only person who knows the father of the child is the mother. And one day, these children will grow up. One day, they will search their names online. One day, they'll come with this again calling me. One day, they will see thumbnails. One day, they will see comments. One day, they will hear what adults said about them. And people underestimate how damaging that can become psychologically. YouTube drama ends, views disappear, money gets spent, but emotionally, scars can remain forever. That is why I say, react on adults, react on behavior, react on hypocrisy, react on live stream, react on statements, but leave children alone. That should be a universal rule. We have Marwa to react to. We have Mwango, congrats mom. Sometimes we even go to congrats dad, especially when a lot of shenanigans have been witnessed in the village with receipts telling people the reality. Let me now speak about the Nairobi teacher example. And we have already seen a very good example of what happened when a reactor crossed family boundary. I remember Nairobi teacher situation was very clear. There was a reactor called Erumbi Brenda who defended Marwa aggressively at one point, but then she crossed the line. She started posting picture of Nairobi teacher's children, and immediately Nairobi teacher responded strongly. He said, "Talk about me all you want, but don't involve my children." And honestly, he was right. He struck the channel. The channel eventually suffered heavily, and then that situation ended right there. That could have been a lesson to the entire reactor community. Family is a red line for many people, especially children, because once children enter the conversation, emotional stop being YouTube emotions, they become a real emotion. Parents cannot tolerate insult directly. The parents can tolerate insult directed directly to themselves, but when their children are mentioned, everything changes. let me speak to JT podcast directly. And I have to be very respectful. JT, you are talented. You are intelligent. You are entertain me. When I saw those whips, like, I say, wow, this reminds me, even Tabby Cat used to enjoy these whips so much. So you are entertaining. You know how to analyze situations deeply. You have built a strong audience because people enjoy your commentary. But this particular direction is dangerous. The moment a child becomes the center of speculation, it stops being entertainment. And I know reactors sometimes get emotional, especially when attacked publicly, especially when insulted repeatedly. I remember I used to take this information said about me. When somebody say that I'm the one poisoning, I don't know, Marwa's horses, I was like, I'm not even the neighbor of Marwa. I've never been a vet there. I've never even gone to, what should I do? I'm an animal lover. Why should I even poison them? There is no need for that. Yeah? So I was like, if somebody comes and say a lot of things, false allegations, it was touching me so much. That is why I came on camera and say that let me react to the videos that have been posted in public domain. Let me leave all those shenanigans that I don't know these. I have a lot of SMS and I usually tell the subscribers, I'm not going to react to this because I don't have evidence. I don't expose people. So when you see me coming to the camera and say that this is what it is, that means that I have evidence. Everything that I've spoke even there before, I usually bring receipts. If I said something that you think is very dangerous, I have receipts. And let me say this, especially when creators provoke reactors. But restrain matters because as a reactor, we must also have self-correct. Sometimes we cannot wait for YouTube policies to tell us what is wrong. We must know internally what is wrong. And I truly believe children are out of bounds now. No matter the evidence, no matter the rumors, no matter the jokes, no matter the suspicion, let's leave children out of it. But Marwa also need accountability, and I have to speak there about that. Now, it should be a balance, and it has to become very important because some people will think, oh, now you are defending Marwa. No, I'm not defending Marwa. Let us also speak the truth. Marwa himself has contributed massively to toxic internet culture, and if you are being honest, Marwa has said extremely dangerous things before. There are clips of him saying he wished cancer upon reactors' children. They are clips where he mentioned accidents involving reactors' children that happened. People heard about it, and those words were so strong, very strong, because you cannot condemn family attacks while also wishing suffering upon other people's families. That is hypocrisy. For those who understand what is hypocrisy, you understand. That is why I said, with greater power comes greater responsibility. So when you have 585,000 supporters, your words carry weight. Your anger spreads so much. Your insult influence the audiences. So your narrative shapes online culture. And sometimes creators forget that reactors are also human beings. Let me talk about the problem with the internet power. One thing social media has taught me is this: power changes people, fame changes reaction, success changes humility, and sometimes big creators begin believing they are untouchable. They attack smaller creators publicly. They humiliate reactors publicly. So they mock people publicly. Then, when reactors retaliate, suddenly everyone remembers morality. No, morality must be applied consistently. If we want reactors to respect boundaries, creators must respect boundaries themselves. If we want reactors to avoid family discussion, creators must also spot or stop involving reactors' family. Respect must go both ways. Even me, I know, have disrespected a lot of these people who are calling themselves positive reactors because they are bringing false accusations. I don't react. Like yesterday, I just saw a foolish reactor saying that Max used to work in the villa. I rubbished that long time ago. What are you telling people? I never worked at the villa. I've never gone to ask work at the villa. What were you speaking? That Max said that horses is not dogs, horses is not sheep, horses. That is the reality. Have you seen horses crowing like a rooster? You'll never see horses doing whoo like a dog. You'll never hear about these. You'll never see horses meowing like that. Is the reality. And I say this. Horses are very sensitive animals, and that's the reality. I said, if Marwa is going to take notes, that's the reality, because I was giving us content. I was giving us things for free. Never accuse me. I don't know what. I know myself. I don't disrespect anybody before that individual disrespect me. I saw another stupid reactor saying that Max does not speak to, I don't know, Gintu. That you are very stupid. I told you I'm not going to respond to. If you need my attention, you give me my shout out, I'll get there. And more shout outs are to come, yeah? You said you have so many videos. Bring them, you'll talk there yourself. The good thing even is that most of these my subscribers, they don't even watch you. You know, they are making me more harder, and they are not making even me known all over the world. And even you call me a beggar, I'll be begging for those who want to support my project. Come in, let us support that project, yeah? Let us make it done. That is the call of action that I have to take, yeah? And let me say this about the Baba Ann situation. I also remember Baba Ann, there was a moment online where Baba Ann looked emotionally broken. People said, not even people, Marwa said, Baba Ann nearly reached a stage that he was almost unaliving himself because of some pressure and attack. So when people agree with him or not, one thing remains true. Words online can destroy mental health. Sometimes creators underestimate the emotional impact on constant humiliation. Sometimes reactors underestimate the emotional damage on constant targeting. Everybody online is dealing with real emotions behind camera. Even me. Hey, yesterday some people were telling Max, you are growing thin. I'm dealing about emotional. I don't know. You see now I'm growing thin. Yeah, I'm very thin nowadays. Yeah, imagine this is my soldier. This is another soldier of mine. So this means that I'm passing through a lot. So that is why accountability matters. If me, I'm just passing through these a short hell. And Marwa is, when Marwa goes to watch reactors, from right, from left, reaction, I was like, this is what Marwa feels. That is why I said, I'm not going to react to somebody negatively. Let me just react it so that we style up. And let me talk about, there is another person called, he was called who? Makori 17. This reminds me, Marwa publicly accused Makori 17 of stealing his pump. The accusation spread online. People judged him. People attacked him. Then later, the water pump was reportedly found. But where was the apology? This is another problem with internet influence. Sometimes accusations go viral faster than correction, and powerful creators must understand the responsibility that comes with massive audience. One statement can damage somebody's reputation permanently. And Makori 17, the reputation was damaged permanently. Let me now speak to reactors as fellow reactor. And I'm going to generalize everything because I'm also part of this community. Even me, I'm a reactor. Max is a reactor. If they told you that I'm not a reactor, I'm a reactor. We cannot behave as if every topic is fair game. Not everything should become content. Views are temporarily. Interest or integrity last longer. There must be lines we do not cross. Children, medical conditions, death, private trauma. Something deserves what we call human sensitivity. I've seen people criticizing the death of Mayani. I've seen people criticizing priscah situation. I've seen people speaking very badly when it comes to maybe some medical situation, like maybe somebody has I don't want to even speak about that. Yeah, sometimes let us be human, because once the internet normalizes attacking children, the entire reactor culture becomes toxic beyond repair. And honestly, we are already getting dangerously close to that point. Let me speak why Marwa content creates reaction channel. You know, Marwa knows it very well. Anytime that Marwa does a video, he has to give us a content to react on. And I have to appreciate it, because like me, I depend on reaction so as to survive. Now, I have to say the truth that people should avoid saying this. Marwa himself creates endless reaction material every single day through live streams, statements, rants, drama, conflict, personal attacks. So that is the reality. So reactors benefit because Marwa constantly provides content. And honestly, creators with a huge platform must understand that visibility attracts criticism. The bigger your platform, the bigger reaction becomes. That is unavoidable, but reactors should focus on adults' action, not innocent children. This reminds me about Kohera Senior. And let me say that, and other reactors. I have seen Kohera Senior discussing whether Maisha is biological son to Marwa. And honestly, I disagree with that direction completely. Even if somebody believes rumors, even if somebody claims evidence exists, the child remains innocent. The child should not carry internet speculation forever, because imagine growing up and seeing thousands of strangers debating whether your father is really your father. Hey, that's painful. That is unfair. That is unnecessary. Even me, I've never gone to ask my mother, do I know my father? No, I shouldn't even ask. Speculation are there. So let me talk why fatherhood changes people. For those who know, they know. And let me say this, maybe JT does not fully understand, because I believe he's not yet a father. And honestly, parenthood changes by perspective. When you become a parent, your protective instincts become so different. So you can tolerate insults against yourself, but once your child becomes involved, emotions explode immediately. That is why many reactors react aggressively when children are mentioned because family protection is emotional, instinctive, and immediate. Still, even in anger, creators must remain responsible. Threats of violence are never the solution, and I believe JT reacted about Maisha when Marwa said he needs liquid blends to produce babies. So because he dragged babies to that, JT said, okay, let me now come. And let me tell Marwa about warning against physical threats. And this is another important point. Marwa saying that this may become physical. That is dangerous territory. No YouTuber or YouTube drama is worth real life violence. No reactor video is worth physical confrontation. We must stop normalizing creators threatening reactors physically, because once internet war moves offline, the situation can become unpredictable. We have seen this before because, we have seen this before. For those who know, they know. People have families, people have emotion, people have supporters. And I wanted to say about something, but I'm not going to say big. Okay, let me just say, when I saw the first person who reacted to me, I was like, this person needs to be squeezed. I was saying, you deserve to be squeezed. Let us leave those things aside. And online audience sometimes fuel dangerous behavior. So I strongly advise, keep everything verbal, keep everything legal, keep everything professional. No threats, no violence, no intimidation. And let me say this, JT podcast, you are smart enough to rise above this topic. You already apologized 1 year ago for involving Maisha. Do not reopen old wounds. You can criticize Maisha all day. You can criticize Marwa, the family, all day without mentioning a child. You can react to live stream. You can react to hypocrisy. You can react to contradiction. There is already enough material without involving innocent children. And honestly, your strongest content comes from analysis, not family speculations. Let me say this to Marwa. You must also understand that powerful creators influence online culture. If you insult reactors constantly, if you humiliate people publicly, if you curse families publicly, you weaponize your own audience. Eventually, retaliation will come. That does not justify children because children are being involved, but it explains why tensions continues to escalate. Leadership matters, responsibility matters, humility matters a lot, because when millions watch you daily, your words become so powerful weapon. Use them carefully. At the end of the day, this entire situation teaches one major lesson. The internet has forgotten boundaries. Everybody wants views, everybody wants clips, everybody wants virality, but humanity must remain. Children should remain protected, families should remain respected, and creators and reactors alike must learn responsibility. Again, with greater powers comes greater responsibility. Talk about adults, debate adults, expose adults, criticize adults, but leave children out of it. That is my opinion, and I will stand on consistently no matter who is involved. If you agree with me, comment below. Do you think reactors should completely avoid discussing creators' children, or do you think everything becomes public once child or somebody lives online? Let us discuss respectful. Subscribe to my channel, like the video, and I will see you in the next one. Let us support my project. Let us support my other channel, that is Vibe with Lumumba. Let us make it monetized. Let us support anything that I'm calling to action. Let me end this video from that, because I'm so tired. Goodbye for now. Goodbye.